Have you ever wondered how motorsport racing, a sport that exhilarates millions worldwide today, first came into being? Well, let's rewind the clock to the late 19th century, to a time when the horse was the fastest mode of transport, and the concept of an automobile was still in its infancy. Our journey begins with the very first auto races, which were more spectacle than sport. Picture this, a crowd gathered around a makeshift track, eyes wide with curiosity and excitement. These early races were a test of endurance rather than speed, a testament to the novelty and unpredictability of these newfangled machines. It was a thrilling, if somewhat chaotic, introduction to the world of motorsport. But it was the Paris-Rouen race of 1894 that truly marked the birth of competitive motor racing. Often hailed as the first real motor race, the Paris-Rouen was a grueling 79-mile trek from the heart of Paris to the quaint town of Rouen. More than 20 vehicles entered, but only 17 made it to the starting line, a testament to the challenges of early automotive technology. The race was a spectacle like no other, attracting an audience of thousands. Cars of all shapes and sizes, powered by steam, petrol, and electricity, whizzed through the French countryside. The air was filled with the roar of engines, the smell of fuel, and a sense of anticipation. And when Albert Lemaitre crossed the finish line in his Peugeot, history was made. This was the moment that motorsport as we know it was born. The Paris-Rouen race set the stage for a new era of sport and technology, one that would captivate the world for centuries to come. It showed that these horseless carriages were more than just novelties, they were the future. The late 19th century was a time of rapid change and innovation, and the birth of motorsport was a reflection of that. It was a symbol of human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of speed. From these humble beginnings, a new era of sport and technology was born. As the 19th century gave way to the 20th, motorsport began to evolve rapidly. In the beginning, the engines were simple, running on steam or electricity, but as the years rolled on, internal combustion engines became the norm, using gasoline to generate power. These were more efficient, more powerful, and they changed the very nature of racing. Then came the four-stroke engine, a significant leap forward. It was more reliable and could generate even more power. This revolutionized the way cars were built and raced, allowing for greater speeds and more intense competitions. But the advancements did not stop there. Engineers and designers began to focus on aerodynamics, realizing that the shape and design of a car could significantly impact its speed and performance. They started to experiment with streamlined shapes, reducing drag and increasing speed. This was the birth of the modern race car design. Meanwhile, the introduction of hydraulic brakes in the 1920s brought about a new level of safety and control. Before this, stopping a speeding car was a risky endeavor, but hydraulic brakes changed all that, allowing drivers to take corners at higher speeds and enhancing the thrill of the race. The 1930s saw the development of independent suspension systems. This meant each wheel could move independently, improving handling and ride comfort. It was a game changer, allowing cars to maintain better contact with the road and enabling drivers to navigate tracks with unprecedented precision. And let's not forget the evolution of tires. Early racing tires were narrow and had a relatively short lifespan. But as rubber technology advanced, so did the tires. They became wider, providing better grip and more durable, capable of withstanding the rigors of a full race. All these advancements were not just about speed and winning races. They also trickled down to everyday road cars, improving their performance, safety, and comfort. These advancements in technology not only changed motorsport but also had a profound effect on how society moved and traveled. The turn of the 20th century also saw the birth of iconic races and tracks that would define motorsport. Among the early races that shaped the sport, the Targa Florio, Indianapolis 500, and Le Mans stand out. The Targa Florio, established in 1906, was one of the most challenging and thrilling road races. Founded by Vincenzo Florio, an Italian industrialist and auto enthusiast, the race took place in the mountainous regions of Sicily. The treacherous terrain and unpredictable weather conditions tested the mettle of both drivers and their machines, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible in motorsport. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic in the United States, the Indianapolis 500 was taking root. The inaugural race in 1911, often referred to as the greatest spectacle in racing, was a 500-mile test of speed and endurance. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway, with its iconic 2.5-mile oval track, soon became a symbol of American motorsport. In Europe, Le Mans took center stage. The 24 Hours of Le Mans, first held in 1923, is a grueling day-long race that tests not just speed, but also reliability and fuel efficiency. It quickly gained fame as one of the most prestigious races in the world. These early races were not just about competition, they were platforms for innovation and development. They encouraged advancements in technology and strategy, pushing the envelope of automotive design and performance. The creation of these iconic tracks also played a pivotal role in shaping the sport. The design and layout of a track could enhance the excitement of a race, challenge the skill of drivers and test the limits of the vehicles. Tracks like the Circuit de la Sarthe at Le Mans, with its combination of public roads and specialized racing surfaces, set the standard for racetrack design. These races and tracks laid the foundation for the thrilling motorsport we know today. They transformed racing from a niche pastime into a global phenomenon, attracting thousands of spectators and inspiring countless innovations in automotive technology. Indeed, the spirit of these early races, the pursuit of speed, the thrill of competition, the drive for innovation, continues to define motorsport to this day. Behind every great sport, there are pioneers who push boundaries and redefine what's possible. In the early days of motorsport, there were many such trailblazers, but none were quite as influential as Enzo Ferrari and William France Sr. These two men from different parts of the world had a profound impact on the direction and development of motorsport as we know it today. Enzo Ferrari, an Italian motor racing driver and entrepreneur, was a force to be reckoned with. He founded Scuderia Ferrari in 1939, which later became the Ferrari automobile marque. Enzo had a passion for speed and a keen eye for design. His love for racing and his commitment to excellence led to the creation of some of the most iconic and high-performing racing cars the world has ever seen. The red of a Ferrari is not just a color, but a symbol of speed, luxury, and the relentless pursuit of victory. Across the pond in the United States was another pioneer, William France Sr. He was a man who saw potential in stock car racing, a sport that was gaining popularity in the post-World War II era. In 1948, he founded the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, better known as NASCAR. France's vision was to bring structure and legitimacy to a sport that was often seen as lawless and disorganized. He introduced rules, regulations, and a championship system that transformed stock car racing into a professional and widely respected sport. These two men, Enzo Ferrari and William France Sr., were not just passionate about racing, they were visionaries. They saw the potential of motorsport, not just as a hobby or a pastime, but as a global phenomenon that could captivate audiences and inspire generations. They didn't just build cars or organize races, they built a culture around motorsport that transcended borders and languages. These pioneers not only built powerful machines, but they also built a legacy that continues to inspire motorsport enthusiasts today. As the 20th century progressed, motorsport continued to evolve and diversify. The hum of engines and screech of rubber on tarmac became the soundtrack of a new era. This was a time of innovation and excitement, a time when the world of motorsport began to expand into new territories. The emergence of different racing categories brought a fresh wave of variety and excitement to the sport. Formula One, for instance, emerged as the pinnacle of open-wheel racing, featuring cutting-edge technology and some of the most challenging circuits in the world. On the other side of the Atlantic, NASCAR took a different approach. With its roots in the Prohibition-era moonshine trade, this uniquely American form of motorsport focused on stock car racing, with a strong emphasis on close, bumper-to-bumper competition. The roaring engines and thrilling door-to-door battles quickly captivated audiences, turning drivers into heroes and races into legends. Meanwhile, the world of rallying offered a different kind of challenge. With its unpredictable terrain and harsh conditions, this form of racing tested not only the speed but also the endurance of the drivers and their machines. Rallying brought motorsport to the people, with races taking place on public roads and remote countryside, offering a thrilling spectacle of man and machine versus nature. But the impact of motorsport wasn't confined to the racetrack. It began to seep into society and culture, influencing everything from automotive design to fashion, music, and film. Even the language of the track found its way into everyday conversation, with phrases like "full throttle" in the driver's seat and "burning rubber" becoming part of our vernacular. The golden age of motorsport was not just about the races, it was about the people who lived and breathed the sport, the communities it created, and the shared experiences it provided. It was about the thrill of the chase, the roar of the crowd, and the unbreakable bond between man and machine. From the dusty roads of the 19th century to the high-speed tracks of today, motorsport has come a long way, leaving an indelible mark on our society and culture.